Okay, well, this time we're learning about the order of operations, and this will be part one of a two-part series we'll do. And again, we're requiring Cornell notes, and I've set up the notes for you here, so that will be much easier for you to follow along. And so let's just jump right in. Your objective for these notes is to be able to simplify numerical expressions using the order of operations. And now later on, we'll get to the parentheses and the exponents, but for right now, we'll just stick to the four operations of multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So one of your vocabulary words is the order of operations, and most of us have learned this as PIMDAS, or parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication, division, and subtraction. But maybe not all of you have heard there's another way to say this, and that's BIDMAS, or both of these are just ways to remember acronyms. So parentheses, and if you're doing the British English, that would be the brackets. You may see brackets and this BIDMAS on Mathletics, or maybe if you were to do a Google search or something like that, order of operations, you might see this as well. So parentheses and brackets are equal. They are first when we're doing the order of operations. And next are exponents and indices, or index. That would be like your exponents, a little small number at the top. And we'll talk about that more in part two. But what I want to focus mostly on is multiplication and division. That would be next in the order of precedence. And actually, you don't always have to do all the multiplication and then the division. Actually, these two are of equal weight, if you want to say, equal priority. So when you get to multiplication and division, that's why you'll notice here they're reversed. It says division and then multiplication, but really and truly either one is okay. Just you would work from left to right and do all of the multiplication and division as you go along in the expression. And we'll do an example in just a second. And then lastly, you would do all of the addition and subtraction. And again, this could be reversed. It could be subtraction and then addition, because addition and subtraction, again, carry the same weight. They're done last in the order. But if you are working from left to right as you go through the problem, then it's okay to do subtraction and then addition if that's the order that it comes in. And so again, just kind of to review, here you go. The precedence that we would do these things in is go in order from left to right, remembering that multiplication and division are equal and addition and subtraction are equal. Now, what I'm going to do is I want you to continue and put these examples in your notes on your paper, but for the sake of space, I'm going to actually do those on this whiteboard. But again, these notes should go in your carried on in your notes section. We'll use a dot for multiplication. It would be in the middle, as opposed to maybe a 5.7. That would be a decimal. But if the dot is in the middle, that's the same as multiplication. And the reason why we do that is because oftentimes in algebra we'll use x as a variable. But that's a side note. So anyway, what we're going to do is, again, as I said, we're not doing any parentheses or exponents right now. But you can see that we have a few different operations here. We have subtraction, we have division, addition, and multiplication. And so, again, no parentheses, no exponent, so we're down to multiplication and division. And as I said, we work from left to right. And so we notice here that we have 8 divided by 4. That's division, but it happens to come first as we're working from left to right. And then later on we have now a multiplication. So we'll go ahead and perform those operations first. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 5 divided by 7, 5 multiplied times 7 is 35. And then we have this addition here. And we will bring down the 17. And we'll do subtraction. And now we're on to addition and subtraction. And so as we work from left to right, we have 17 minus 2 is 15. And just for the sake of making this easier to read, I'm just going to bring down the addition and the 35. And now lastly, we'll do 15 plus 35. I believe that is 50. And so we have our answer. Okay, let's do another one. Again, at any time, if you're going too fast for you, you can always pause this and rewind or watch it again later, as the case may be. So let's try 14 divided by 2 minus 3 multiplied times 2 plus 1 times 8. So we'll work from left to right. You see the first operation. There's no parentheses. There are no exponents. So we see 14 divided by 2. And later on we have 3 times 2. And here we have 1 times 8. So let's go ahead and do those. 14 divided by 2 is 7. We'll bring down this minus sign. 3 times 2 is 6. We'll bring down this addition sign. 1 times 8 is 8. And now next we'll do addition and subtraction. And so we have 7 minus 6 is 1. We'll bring down the plus 8. And then 1 plus 8 is 9. Okay. We'll do one more for you. And again, if we're moving fast, just you can pause at any time or rewatch this. All right. Now the last one we'll do a little bit longer one here. We'll do 2 plus 3 times 6 minus 5 plus 10 divided by 2 plus 3 times 4. Now that's a long one, so let's do our best here. We'll work from, again, notice no parentheses and no exponents, so we'll work from left to right. We have addition, so we're not going to deal with that right yet. 3 times 6, and that's a subtraction, that's an addition. Oh, here's a division. 10 divided by 2, and here is a multiplication. So let's see. 3 times 6 is 18. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 3 times 4 is 12. And we'll go ahead and bring down the addition here. Here was an addition. There's a 5. There was a subtraction, addition, and 2. Now we'll work from left to right, doing all of the addition and subtraction. Now you have to be a little tricky here, or careful here, because it can get tricky. So for the sake of clarity, let's do this one at a time, and then I'll show you a quicker way in just a second. So we have 2 plus 8 is 2 plus 18 is 20. And I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite all this. Okay, and again, you might not have to do all that, but let's just make sure we're doing all the left to right. 20 minus 5 is 15. I'll bring the rest down. 15 plus 5 is 20, plus 12, bring that down, and then we have 32. Now, I'll go back and show you how we could have done this a little bit faster, and I think middle schoolers, we could maybe do this in our head. 2 plus 18 is 20. 20 minus 5 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. And 20 plus 12 would be also 32. So that's another way you could do it. But either way, you should arrive at 32. So those are two examples, and then, or three examples. And so those should go right here under the examples in your notes. Again, I didn't write that for space. And lastly, the summary here. I think that we can summarize this lesson by saying that for expressions with two or more operations, work from left to right, performing all of the multiplication and division, and then all the addition and subtraction. Okay, so I hope that was clear for you guys, and if there's any questions, please ask me in class, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.